like hot dogs.
And welcome to another episode of the Beer Bush Show! Woo! Episode 17. I am the host, Chris Bennett. And hopefully our guest will be on in a little bit. But in the meantime, let's start with Jim-Bab! What you sipping on, bro?
I'm about to crack open a beer I've never tried before. It's Green Flash 30th Street. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that, but I love Green Flash. And I thought, how bad could it be? It's a fairly low alcohol beer, so I thought it might be a good one to start out with. It's only 6%.
Boo.
Evidently, it's highly rated. What's kind of funny is it's Green Flash is from California, but I got an email alert from my beer store that said they've got Green Flash 30th Street Station Pale Ale. And I was like, why the hell would Green Flash name a beer after the train station in Philly? Well, basically they just got it wrong. It's 30th Street Pale Ale. I'm sure every town has a 30th Street. Only one town has a 30th Street Station as far as I know. So anyway, they sort of intrigue me under false premises, but Green Flash never does me wrong. So this will be my first beer tonight. Let's see how it is. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of head on that. Beautiful golden, slightly orangish yellow color. Really smells like hops. Quite nice. It says right on here it's got Warrior, Cascade, and El Dorado hops. So there you have it. My backup beer is going to be Great Lakes Rye of the Tiger. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this one, but this is another super solid IPA. So that's what I've got tonight.
All right. Garrett, Annie. Okay. Welcome back, Annie, by the way.
Thank you.
What are you two sipping on tonight?
The suspense was killing me. Well, let's see.
Grab
I guess
the bottle.
Tonight, we are starting with one that I believe we've had on the show tonight, but we were both kind of debating what we thought of it. I think we cracked this one open on a previous episode well into the bullshit portion of the show, so it was really hard for us to tell if we liked it. But we knew it was a trusted beer from our good friends over at Rogue. This is the Hazelnut Brown Nectar Ale with natural hazelnut flavor. Give you a little shot there. I know we've had this on here before, but it is quite delicious. We went ahead and poured them already, waiting for you guys to show up tonight.
I like it. It's not my favorite. Okay. I think I like is it their chocolate stout that we've had? I like that one better.
And that's the other one we had. So I'm glad we cracked this one open. You can feel free to save the rest of that one for me.
I don't dislike it.
I was gonna say I love it. But do I like it better than the chocolate? I don't know. I think the chocolate is it's just all around delicious because it's something you don't expect from beer. We're kind of taking it easy tonight, so we've only got two to choose from. But,
how long is the flavor?
Quite delicious. The hazelnut flavor, it's hard to compare to anything because I'm not entirely sure.
I love hazelnut.
Got a nutty taste.
Sorry, I was breathing in there. I was like, I love hazelnut.
It's not terribly strong. I love hazelnut too.
What do you eat?
I was like,
what do
I
you
love Rye of the Tiger.
You eat hazelnut with chocolate.
I can only think of like hazelnut and being in like coffee or something. Which
chocolate.
I don't know. I'd have to have something better to compare it to. It definitely has a nutty taste to it though, Jim-Bab.
Can you boost your volume, Garrett?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you. All right.
No, he doesn't have enough.
Get closer to an areola.
Garrett needs more knobs.
Now I'm going to be way too loud, I feel like.
That's better.
Knobs.
It
It
is
is.
better.
It's
Yes,
kind
it
of
is.
loud.
Whoa.
Yep, it's loud.
All right, I went too much. How about now? How about let me talk high. See, this is why I like to do audio checks before the show starts.
Oh.
Wow.
Like some kind of professional.
No doubt.
All right, seriously, I'm gonna give you guys a little ditty of some volume of my voice. How's it sound? Should I go up? Should I go down?
You're perfect the way you are, dude.
Yeah,
I need
Okay.
a second opinion.
don't
Okay.
change a thing.
Yeah, never change.
Okay, good. You guys can hear us now.
All right. So yeah, delicious beer. Happy 13th episode.
17th.
What did I say? 13th.
13th.
It's 17th. I did have a dead guy ale before this started, so.
Oh.
All right.
So well,
I get it.
you guys didn't do your
All
show
right.
prep?
All right. Nick and Ruby.
Hi.
What's up?
Hey, baby. Hey, stud.
How y'all doing?
I'm all right. What are you two sipping on tonight?
Well, we got a bottle of this Dragon's Milk Reserve. It was
Oh.
barrel aged with smoked ancho chilies. It's freaking delicious.
It was divine.
It's like I love chili beers, and this is the best chili beer I've ever had.
Wow.
It
Did
was
you guys
awesome.
have another Devil's Milk once?
Oh yeah, we do Dragon's Milk all the time.
Dragon's
It's
Milk,
a-
okay.
Yeah, it's a barrel aged sweet stout. It's not quite a milk stout. It's really good. This one's 11 points.
Wow.
It's so good that like when Nick went to get it at Benny's, like some guy was like, "Well, we have these beer in the back, and they're reserved for special people." And Nick was like, "Well, I'm special, shit, you know." And he was like, "Well, I'll get you one." So he got him one, and then yesterday we went there, and the guy who like is the beer guy, his name is Jack, and I know him from being in there multiple times. And I was like, "So Jack, you got anything special?" You know? And he was like, "Not really." And a minute later, he was like, "Wait a minute, we have this Dragon's Milk with Chipotle." I was like, "I got one already, thanks." But I might go back for more because it was really that good. Like, if there's more when I go back, I think we should get some. Don't you think?
Yeah,
It's
I'd
really
like to
delicious.
get two and put one in the basement for a while.
Yeah, I think so too. It was really tasty.
If you guys see it, you should totally get some because
It is extremely delicious and awesome. And then
yeah, we saw Ruby made this awesome cedar plank salmon for dinner, and it was kind of spicy, and I was like, we should drink this chili beer with it. So we did. It's gone, but we got some Founder's Curmudgeon.
Ooh.
Interesting.
This is it says 9.8 points. Old ale brewed with molasses and oak aged. So we got 4 of these, and that's what we're drinking tonight.
Now, how is that? I just saw that in the store today. I was like, I usually don't like molasses in my beer, but because it's Founders, I almost bought it anyway.
Well, I'll tell you in about a minute.
Okay.
'Cause I'm gonna go rinse this chili beer out because I don't want to pour it
it's
on top
actually
of
really
this.
good. In addition to that, because like I'm only having one beer tonight because of something we're gonna tell you later. So anyway, I'm drinking whiskey. What's the whiskey? Larceny?
Yeah, Larceny bourbon.
Larceny bourbon. So for the most part, I'm having one beer, and the rest of it's Larceny bourbon, which I've been drinking already for a couple of hours. So who knows how fun tonight's show could get. All right. So
Yeah, you mentioned one beer, and we're all like, "What?"
yeah, exactly.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Garrett, can you pull my Facebook page up? Because we can't do a screen share on here.
Oh, you don't have the tools? Yeah, I can go find your Facebook. What the hell's your name again? Nick.
There, top one.
Not Seaton.
No, B. Right there.
Oh.
You gotta take his wiener out of that.
No, you.
There you go.
Your picture always throws me off with the baseball bat and the cat. I feel like the guy's about to go like golf.
He did that
club.
when he got a new job.
Now, should I share just yet? That's the question.
But yeah, you can share it. It's not a huge secret anymore. But Ruby and I are getting
what the-
married.
Oh, now it's definitely not a secret.
This is the cutest picture.
All right, I don't know if
I
gotta
think
keep
everyone
talking
can
to
see
get
it
the
if we're
picture,
talking.
Yep, we just got to keep talking so the big pictures.
My students are getting married.
That's so cute. Now, this isn't actually your dog, is it?
Yeah,
It
it is.
is,
That's my
yeah.
dog,
Is it?
Carl Sagan.
You're
Yeah.
kidding, really?
His name
That's
is Carl
my baby.
Sagan.
It is.
Wow.
It's actually Carl Sagan likes to
Okay.
say billions and billions of stars.
But we
That's
just call him
so cool.
Sagan.
But we call him Sagan. Or like my
This
boyfriend.
is a really
or
good,
like,
high-quality picture, guys. I mean, who
I
took
took that
the
shit in the
picture?
backyard today.
His
I
lipstick
did.
is kind of sticking out.
Yeah, he totally photobombed every picture I took with his lipstick. But I mean, how appropriate. It's like, we're getting married, why not? Lipstick is involved, I think. Whatever.
Mazel tov.
So we were just gonna like I don't know,
Oh, they can see us.
just I don't know, just say that we were married is what we were gonna do, but we decided that family might get ticked off or whatever. So we're getting married in the backyard in 3 weeks, and that's the kind of notice that they got. And if they can make it, then that's sweet.
Wow, this gives me so many ideas, babe.
And actually, we're getting married like 5 feet to the left or to the right of the dog. Like the dog is standing 5 feet to the right of where we're actually getting married. I'm hanging a banner in the tree that says Ruby Heart Nick because it's perfectly symmetrical and we're all into like symmetry and stuff. It's like perfect. And that's it. That's it for decorations. Like I might hold a bouquet, but it's gonna be from flowers in my yard. And there's no other decorations. That's it. It's like, if you want to come, sure. It's in our backyard. It's like going to be a 10-minute ceremony based on Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So please come.
And my brother is presiding.
Yeah, his brother's presiding.
Well, we have
And he's
3
gonna-
weeks to plan our trip now.
Awesome. Come on. Bring it.
My brother is ordained in the Church of the Dude
The Church of the Dude.
from The Big Lebowski.
It's awesome. The Dude. It's going to be the best wedding ever. It really is. It's going to be the most fun, best wedding ever that anybody's ever seen.
Wait, plus I got these cufflinks I get to wear.
Oh.
Oh, those are badass.
Wait, hold him up again. Go do it again.
Yeah, you got to talk while you show.
Talk. I'm talking. Blah, blah, blah. Anarchy.
Because anarchists love cufflinks. You know, that's
Now, here, let me ask
And then
this so I can quit screen sharing. This is a beautiful background.
I got
Oh.
a black and gold ring.
Black and gold rings.
oh.
Aren't those cool? Because I don't like jewels and stuff. I'm like an artist and I like to do things and whatever. Like jewels, they just like fucking poke me and stuff. So anyway, I was just like, I want a band, you know? So we both got the same band, black and gold.
Nice. Very good.
Black and yellow are the colors.
They are. I'm gonna wear a yellow dress actually. I'm gonna have yellow and black flowers in my hair, and I've got these like black feathers and yellow flowers and white flowers and stuff. So it's all black, yellow, and white. We told everybody to wear black, yellow, and white, and like this was the only wedding that anybody could ever wear white to.
You know what I'm
Because I
kind of
was
jealous
yellow.
of right now? You guys get to tell everybody what you're doing all at once because there's no time for anybody to steal your ideas.
No shit.
But before you do
15
it,
days, like figure that shit. 24 days, figure it out. Like, come on, bring it. Like, do it. I know it's so great. Like, we were just like, we're not having a reception, but like, we're going out to eat. If you want to come out to eat with us, this is where we're going. You can pay for your own freaking food because we were totally gonna elope. But if you want to be here, then you can come with us. But like. This is what we were gonna do, and so if you'd like to come, then come. We'd love you to be there. But
I'd like to see Nick's brother officiate in a bumblebee costume.
Yeah, we can do that.
we probably could.
I almost just had beer coming out of my nose. It was the wrong time to take a sip. Are you guys gonna do a honeymoon?
Pork fest.
Pork fest.
Pork fest.
There you go. See?
So.
Let me
Right?
make a suggestion. Is that before Pork Fest, you check into like a luxury suite in maybe Vermont for like for a couple days pre Pork Fest to have an actual like really like gorgeous honeymoon sans Rogers campground. And
Yeah.
stuff, you know, like
Enjoy the
Broken
bathrooms and
beds and shit.
showers. While
yeah,
they're
like
there.
someplace where you can like actually like put your foot on the floor when you get out of the shower and it's not gross.
Not get foot aids.
Yeah, that's just my suggestion. I think you both deserve that, and you know,
Maybe they got a hot tub.
there are some,
Leaves in
A
it.
hot tub that's actually hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Vermont is full of gorgeous ski resorts which are off season. So in the summer, so you could probably get a sweet deal on a really awesome honeymoon suite.
I would like that.
Okay, Nick, get on it.
It's probably not gonna happen.
Post that Bitcoin address, whatever we have to do. Let's.
Oh, post your Bitcoin address. Seriously, like if anybody's watching, like the 3 people that are watching, maybe they donate like 3 Bitcoin. 3.3 Bitcoin is what I should say. 0.3.
Do you realize that now 2/3 of our regular beer and bullshit staff is engaged? 2/3.
Mm-hmm.
And 100% is at least engaged.
and so like to quit talking about me for a minute. Hey, Chris,
Yeah, Ruby.
what are you sipping on?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm just finishing up the Sierra Nevada Snow Wit IPA. I had the I had the Boston Lager on when I was talking with Scott for a little bit, Scott White, and I had another thing from San An's, and I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna have next. Gosh, I'll think of something. I normally do, but it's been a rough week, so yeah.
Rough week.
Rough.
I know. I want to know details, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, probably not. I mean, because like I kind of understand where you're at right now, and I understand what you're going through, and I mean, I understand. I don't understand it. What I'm saying is that like I sympathize with it, and so like I'm sorry, and I want you to know that like at some point it will end, and like they'll appreciate it, like that you're a parent, So
Hopefully, in
Well,
time,
parenting.
take care of you when you're old and decrepit. Hopefully, sometime before
Shit,
then.
my kids ain't gonna take care of me. They gonna take care of me. Come on, they'll be like, Mom, them.
Then
I'm
I
not
hope you're,
obligated. Shit.
then you know what? Then you should take a little bit out of their food budget and put it in your retirement account. Maybe just start shifting those resources.
Yeah. Raise your hand if you have a retirement account.
Actually, I do.
is this the opposite of raising your hand? Is this the opposite? Because like this is it's pointing
I'm just
downward.
counting on Social Security myself.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good
right.
investment.
Come on.
Mm.
At better libertarians, we're not gonna see that shit. And we've been saying that for the last 20 years. So
Yeah, I know.
My retirement strategy is this. It's going to be one of those like fancy Japanese bikes that go 300 miles an hour, and I'm just going to ride it. I'm going to ride it with no helmet and until the problem resolves itself.
I got this drag car in my garage.
He
I'm gonna
totally
do the same.
does.
When I'm like old, I'm gonna cash in my $2,000 IRA and fix it, and then I'm gonna drive it into a wall at like 300 miles an hour.
Fuck you. Only if I'm in the passenger seat and it's
Yeah.
a very flat wall.
We'll go out like those dudes on that Secondhand Lions where they fly the plane
I
upside
love
down
that
to the
show.
barn.
I love that show. I seriously, like, we should be 85 by the time we do that, though. Like, one of us should have cancer and be, like, on our last deathbed, and then I'll be like, okay, we're gonna drive this bitch into a wall. Like, now. Like, it's gonna happen. Or we're gonna fly it into the barn upside down, because we're both gonna fucking die.
Yeah, we'll
Like,
tweet it.
Yeah. we'll be, like, filming it the whole time. We'll be like, live feed! Like, we're dead.
You know what? Could you at least like take some of the bastards with you, though? You know, I think it's just.
Like that guy with the
Sure.
IRS building and the plane.
Like, why the hell not? Be like, hey, we're taking a plane ride today. Would you like to come with us? We have, 16 extra seats. Like, please, like, it's free. Get on board. And then we'll totally fly them upside down through a fucking barn.
We're gonna get
It sounds
arrested
good.
tomorrow for terroristic threats.
Exactly. That's what's going to happen.
Well, thankfully, we all adhere to the non-aggression principle here, so that's not a danger. If there is a suicide plane run into somebody's barn, it'll be purely in self-defense.
And I'll get the barn to sign a non-disclosure, whatever. They'll sign off on it.
Oh my god.
Fuck you, barn.
Why take out a helpless barn when that like NSA spy center in Utah is just sitting there, undefended?
They have laser drones.
I don't want to be shot. We want everyone on the plane to die.
What? Where has this gone?
It's gone completely crazy. He asked us to take people with him. I said, okay, well, why the hell not? People, sure, get on the fucking plane. Like, people I hate. I don't care.
We could
Whatever.
crash it into the Albuquerque
Jones
Police
Airline.
Department. They just
I don't-
Make it a family event. Yeah.
I don't honestly know anybody that I hate that much. Maybe like my ex-boyfriend from high school. But like I really don't want to be on a plane with him even for a second, so he's not going to be on my freaking plane. Okay? So
That
like,
plane doesn't even get off the strip.
it's like I don't even want to see him again. So he would definitely not be on this plane I was flying upside down into a barn.
So I haven't paid much attention to news this week, but we caught like 15 minutes of NBC nightly news today when we were getting dinner ready and such, and they had a national broadcast piece about the Albuquerque Police Department and how they keep killing people and how local activists like overtook the city council meeting last night and got it shut down, and they rescheduled it for tonight and they're going to do it again. So this stuff was on national news about police brutality, and I think it's pretty good thing that people are hearing what's going on.
It's
I'm
awesome.
kind of surprised it's getting any coverage at all. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I think
Where
that
did
should
you see
happen.
it? I'm gonna look it up.
That should happen at every local government meeting, everywhere, every
It
meeting,
should.
at all times. Like that maybe they'd stop trying to do crap if there was that kind of response. I watched that video and I was like, wow, that's great, because they definitely got their asses handed to them. But I also thought to myself, like, how many people in that room are even questioning the wisdom of a police monopoly? Like they're thinking, like, we need some kind of government inquiry into this, and we need to change the people over. And I doubt anybody in that room was really thinking about the core issues at hand. So it's kind of like a
I spent some time in Albuquerque, and they have a semi decent like anarchist, probably like left anarchist or like no label anarchist community. They've got some decent bookstores and some like coffee shops and such. They didn't show any of that on the national TV. What they showed on national TV was a basically a bunch of middle-aged white people chanting "No justice, no peace."
Right, which is a standard left thing, and I think their spokesperson, at least the person they put up as a spokesperson, was an assistant professor at some college. So I kind of got that, and I'm fine with that. You know what? If the left is going to lead something like this, I'll applaud them for it. I'm not going to criticize them, but I don't know. It'd be nice if this could continue and reach the point of discussion where people are like, well, how did the police get this bad? What are the underlying conditions that allowed, this rogue agency, which is exactly the same as every other police department across this country in every city. If to some degree or another, they all do exactly the same things. So I don't know.
I agree. I was really impressed though that they were able to have so many supporters in the room that they were actually able to take it over. Like where they were actually able to stop the flow and command control. I think that's part of the problem when people rebel in those community forums. Is that it's usually like one or two people, and they get up and they say something, and they get arrested. Exactly, they get arrested and then charged with disorderly conduct or something, and that's really sad because I honestly feel like most of the people that show up for those kind of hearings feel the same way, but they don't have the balls to actually stand up and do anything about it.
You're saying it takes balls to stand up and do something?
I'm saying, like, I feel like I have balls bigger than most women.
Be a man.
Be a man, damn it. Grow some balls.
I hate
like John Stossel likes to say.
I can't stand local government meetings. It is the most annoying, frustrating. You sit there with these little petty tyrants go through their stupid agenda, and you sit and you wait for your possible chance to
right.
You can get your 3 minutes to nail them, but you got to sit through so much crap.
Right.
Now we're going to vote on who gets to have a liquor license tonight.
We, although I have been fortunate to be part of several meetings that were shut down by boisterous crowds, and that really makes it all worth it when you can do that. We had one last year was Phoenixville Borough School District, about an eminent domain seizure that they were trying to steal this $8 million property and give the owner like $3 million for it, like just flat out theft. And the community was pissed. We had a lot of people in there. A lot of people were unhappy. At one point, all the school board members, they fled the room. They left.
Wow.
And we said, okay, well, we're going to just continue this meeting, kind of like the way they did in Albuquerque, and we just started bringing up people like, okay, now we're going to continue this meeting even if they're not going to be here. Eventually, they did come back in, and they sort of resumed their meeting. So it wasn't quite as impressive as what they did in Albuquerque, but and it was much less serious. I mean, theft instead of murder. But I've seen. I was at this really small town council meeting. As libertarians, we always get these like calls for help, right? It's like libertarians, oh, you're too extreme, you're too crazy,
Help me.
Until somebody has a problem with their government, and then they're like, call that libertarian, like call him, we all know what to do.
Hey, Jim Babb, did you hear 9/11 was an inside job?
So anyway, I got this call from about some kind of, I don't know, some really rinky-dink borough was doing some kind of I don't know, they were buying some kind of property from somebody's brother, and it was a backroom deal, and it was all completely shady. But anyway, this crowd was pissed. The crowd completely got unruly, and the meeting was adjourned in like 20 minutes. They're like, adjourned, and they like just ran out of there. Like, I mean, every local government meeting should be that way. Whenever they try to do something, it should just be pandemonium, and just have them like run with stuff being thrown at them as they flee the scene.
Hey, Jim,
We're not calling for violence here.
Hey, Jim Babb.
Yes.
Remember the time when Ken Kotchak did what he did down in Abington Township, and he
Oh,
got
yeah.
a whole bunch of people to go around and basically shame those people who voted for the eminent domain of that particular property.
Oh yeah. We've done that. We've done that now in like 3 different occasions. Because they want you to create a scene at their meeting. Like that's kind of like they're ready for that. That's like, okay, that's the proper procedure. But we take it to their houses and they have a totally different reaction. When you got an angry mob at their house talking to their neighbors, calling them names with the bullhorn, they really get upset about that. So yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot more. That's a lot more fun. But good for
And
those
what do you
folks in
think,
Albuquerque.
hey Jim Bab, what do you think that would probably be a little bit more effective?
Yeah. Well, I think it's all of the above.
Shaming them in front of their neighbors and people around them. To be like, oh, I thought Bob Jones was an outstanding guy. Yeah. Did you see that he wanted to take so and so's property and give it to X, Y, and Z corporation? Well,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Right, and
Yeah.
sometimes they don't even know who's in their neighborhood. They're like, what? Like, yeah, keep your doors locked. Like.
Okay, I don't know how to approach this subject, but like this is something that's come to my attention recently. So there is the sex offender database, right? Okay, and there's like the predator, the sex offender, whatever. You can see what they're charged with. And so in December 2013, which was 5 months ago, someone was released into my neighborhood, which is honestly a fairly wealthy neighborhood. Like we live in a really nice place.
Are you saying only poor people are sex offenders? What are you trying to say?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm saying that like it's right down the. No, I'm actually very much not. What I'm saying is like it's 6 houses away from me.
And he's got one of those signs out in front of his house?
No, he doesn't.
He's just on the website.
He's just on the website.
Do you know what his crime was?
Yeah, it was actually rape and murder. And he spent 20 years in prison.
So here's my take on it. If the guy is still dangerous, then he probably shouldn't be a part of society. But if he's not, and that's the reason that they let him out, then why should he have to put up? Why should he still continue his sentence? He's not going to do anything for himself out here.
Right. Well, that policy is just basically them admitting that their justice system is a piece of crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're saying, like, we can't actually determine who's bad and who's not and who should be in jail and who isn't. So since we have no way to determine this, we're just going to give you a heads up that you might have a monster next door.
It's
just
like
a heads up.
It's like the whole gun issue. Okay, you served your time and stuff like that, but I'm sorry, you still can't own a gun. Okay, which is against your Second Amendment right.
You had too many plants in your pocket, so you can't defend yourself.
You smacked your domestic partner, okay, once or twice, okay. So
he raped a girl under the age of 16.
Yeah, or you had sex with someone. Yeah,
he was over 30 when he raped the girl under the age of 16.
But what I'm trying to say is that there are so many qualifiers, okay, for them to just take away from you, okay? If you're back in society, okay, you should be allowed to have your gun back, have your voting privileges back, even though I don't really believe in voting, all right? And, other things that everybody else is entitled to. I mean, if you're a criminal, okay, if you're not able to function in society, then you should be behind bars still. So
that's how I feel too. So if this person is still a danger, or he hasn't, I know that he hasn't paid any, whatever that freaking word is.
Restitution.
That. He hasn't paid a dime to anybody, I'm sure. He should probably not be a member of society if he's such a violent slime. But yet, he gets put out where he could either be perfectly fine or not. It's just like, we're just going to like warn you that maybe it's going to suck.
I also have to, you also have to, temper these feelings with the knowledge that the guy might be innocent. There's so many innocent people get railroaded through the system. Just because he went to jail for 20 years for a crime, he's
he murdered somebody.
Right, but we shouldn't assume that he's innocent. We shouldn't.
Oh, of course
Should
not.
we
Of course
assume?
not.
No.
He's probably guilty, but at the same time, that possibility is always present when you're dealing with,
he
this
raped and
quote-unquote
murdered a
justice
woman,
system.
and I as a woman who have been raped twice, like I've been raped twice, and I was also molested before the age of 5. I really feel like I come from a really difficult place in like the entire libertarian society, because it's like, wow, all that happened to you, and I was like, yeah, it did. And nobody was ever prosecuted for any of my crimes, and the person who molested me is actually related to me, and I continually try to find out where he is, and I try to find out if he's been arrested for anything, and some days it hits me more than others, and I've really tried to put a lot of that behind me, and I have. Like, it took me years to actually not think about it every single day of my life. And I don't think about it every single day of my life. I have really put it behind me as far as that concerns. Like, I don't let it affect my daily life. However, these things did happen to me. And so when I learned that a child molester has essentially moved in 6 houses down the road from me, it does affect me. And it clearly affects me more than, people who have not been molested. And I get that. I totally get that. There's this part of me that thinks, like, this person, not only did they, like, rape a person, half their age, but they killed them. That's the person that lives, like, 6 houses down from me. And we live in a really nice neighborhood, and I don't really know that person lives there, because actually the doctor that removed the mole off of my arm is the same address. And so I'm like, how do they relate? Their last names aren't the same. I've never seen this person in my neighborhood before. Did he just pick a random address out of a neighborhood and, like, claim it as his own? Because I've never seen him here. And I'm out all the time. I'm outside all the time. I see everybody that walks past my house. I've never seen this guy. So I don't really know that guy lives here. But I'm not going to say that it doesn't scare me to think that. I know I'm not 16. Clearly, I'm not in his age group. I'm not.
He's not interested.
He's not interested in me because I'm way past his age definition. Was that mean?
No, I don't
No.
know. I don't know. I don't know if
It was
would
not
help.
mean.
I don't know if it would help or make things worse, but maybe somebody has to go talk to him. Maybe Nick should go down and talk to him first. Maybe you should talk to him. I mean, that just might make it completely, like, worse for you, or it might alleviate your fears if you found out that he's not the person you think he is, or I don't know. I'm just.
You know what? I would totally talk to him. I'm being honest when I say I've never seen him here. And so, like, I look at that sex offender registry, like, every other week or so. And he's always on it, and the address is always the same. And I'm just like, I've never seen you here, and you live at the same address as the doctor that took my mole off me. And I'm thinking, you don't share his or his wife's maiden name, because I have totally researched that shit, And so it's like, who the hell are you? Or are you living in their basement? Like, and you never come out ever, because
Ask your
I've
doctor.
never seen him here. I've
you-
never seen him.
Would you why not ask your doctor?
I might, actually. I might do that, yes.
You know, I mean, it's certainly a weird situation to be in, and I obviously don't envy your position. I don't. I just there's no right answer how to deal with that.
I don't have, you know what, I don't, it took a lot of years to get behind all of the stuff that happened to me behind me, and so like I don't live every day thinking about those things. However, when I look at the sex offender list, and I think, you know, like I've started walking dogs, and so one of the things I did was I started looking at the sex offender list around where I'm walking dogs, and I'm thinking, because these people look at patterns, you know, I mean maybe they do, like I know people who are looking for shit look for patterns, and so I'm looking at the sex offender list and I'm thinking, you know, who's looking for patterns? Well, I don't want to walk down that road. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. So that's why I'm looking at it, because I'm like, well, I'm walking these dogs every single day, so I should not take that street because a sex offender lives on that street. And
Yeah,
if they're
Ruby's
looking
got
for
a
fucking
dog
prey,
walking job now.
I do. I walk dogs. I mean, they're kind of big.
Agorist style.
I do. It's totally agorist, but like, so it's part time, and it's
Isn't
cool.
one a
It's totally
Great Dane?
unattainable.
Don't you
A
have
Great
a Great
Dane.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. He's awesome.
You think
He
someone's
almost-
going to mess with you while walking a Great Dane?
I don't, but you know, it's never wrong to be wareful of where you are in the environment of your universe.
Of course not. Plus, you don't.
There's
maybe
a whole
don't want
color
him to
coding
see
thing for
you,
that.
right? Because it's better to know that that he'd not even know you exist.
It is better that he doesn't know I exist. So if it means taking another street a block up and then taking a left, I'm gonna do that versus walking down his street every day.
Well, you might decide that you want the Great Dane to leave presents in his yard every day. I don't know. I mean, that's another.
I actually
route you
okay.
can take. I mean, can you just imagine what a Great Dane present would be like? I mean, he'd take like 2 hands to clean that up.
My family's been talking about getting some elephants so that they could rent them out to Indians getting married, because they get $7,000 an hour for elephants at Indian
Wow.
weddings. So
And you could double at the like Republican National Convention or something too. Like
only if he stamps on them.
it could
I'm
be
gonna name him Stampy.
I don't know how he got loose. Yeah, what happened? I don't know how those elephants got loose in the convention. I have no idea.
I think elephants would love me. You know, all animals love me. I'm just saying.
I think they would too. And elephants are particularly intuitive, from what I've read about them or know. Like
They
know-
talk with their forehead.
Oh, you know, elephants are one of the only creatures other than us that actually recognize their own image in a mirror.
And how does that happen?
They actually know it's them. Like
They'd be smart.
if you show a chimpanzee themselves in a mirror, they think it's another chimpanzee. They don't really recognize it as themselves. If you show a dog, a cat, you know, any other domesticated animal image of themselves in a mirror, they think it's another animal. They do not think it's themselves. However, an elephant knows that it's themselves. I mean, it might take 10 minutes, but they learn to understand that what they are seeing is actually themselves and not some other animal in the mirror. And it's really like this very, cognitive skill that you learn to understand that is you in the mirror. And so they raise their trunk up and they look at it, and they move it. And then they realize it's themselves, and that to me is freaking awesome. And
how do donkeys do in a mirror?
I don't know. I don't know how donkeys do in a mirror.
But
I
it's
know how
legal in
donkeys do.
Florida. It is legal in Florida, though. So
Real quick, I wanted to just touch back on what you guys were talking about a second ago. There's this Cooper color awareness thing about, and these are apparently the different conditions of your awareness when you're out and about. He's whistling all that good stuff, and then you get up into the yellow.
Walking through a parking lot.
And it's now I'm walking across the street, and then it just kind of shows there's a whole science to this whole thing, where all of a sudden oh shit, you don't want to get to black because now like I'm fighting for my life. Like here, like I'm gonna fuck somebody up. Over here, it's like, all right, you're really pissing me off. Over here, it's like, oh shit, this is a potential person to piss me off. And like depending on the the alcohol level, this whole L-shaped portion can get screwed up here. But they say it's good to walk around in your day-to-day life. Like anytime I'm outside, I'm in yellow. Like instantly, like I'm looking around and I'm seeing what's going on, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
I would say 95% of the people that drive around town are in white.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm white.
I would say that like me walking dogs makes me like probably condition gray, because I really am very aware of where I am at all times. I have to be aware of other animals. I mean, even like squirrels, okay? Because like when we're walking a Great Dane, he wants to eat a freaking squirrel, okay?
Food.
I mean, seriously,
That looks
right?
yummy.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So, you're having to look out for that, and then I'm looking out for other things. So, like the people I walk a Great Dane for, they actually should I even say that on air? Okay, I'm not going to say that on air. But whatever. So the other day there were all these people standing out front because I guess there's a bus stop there. And so, I did some things that I wouldn't normally do to make them think that like the house was more secure than it was. Do you get what I mean? So it was just like I don't want, the Great Dane tried to actually eat me when I walked in because I was wearing all black with sunglasses and a hoodie because it was freaking cold. And when I walked in, I thought
it was 90.
I thought the Great Dane was gonna eat me. Like I thought I was about dead. I was like, oh my god! And I reached for the leash. I was like, you want to go for a walk? And I pulled my sunglasses up. I was like, go for a walk, please. Don't fucking attack me.
Jim Bab, what's on your shirt?
They're monstrous.
It's the Bitcoin Summit, Philadelphia Bitcoin Summit.
Well, snap.
I don't know if you can see it.
So, since you're in Pennsylvania, and you use Bitcoin, do you have to get the government license to do it?
How would I know?
Did you hear about that?
No.
There's 2 states that the U.S. government, the federal government, is piloting their national ID online system with. It's Pennsylvania and Michigan.
How would I know they're doing this?
I just saw some press release come across today. I think it was on the Freedom's Phoenix Dispatch.
Oh, no. Are they going to try to make me do it? I think I saw something about that. It was like a Chinese-style program. I read the headline, I think. I didn't know it was Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's Pennsylvania and Michigan, and they're kind of billing it as this only makes sense because we're the government. Why should we have multiple logins, and why should we make you have different passwords, and why should you get food stamps and you get a driver's license and you get welfare and you get like Medicaid or whatever? How come you have to have 4 different logins to be able to check your blah blah blah? So we're just gonna default to the feds and have them provide a universal login that works for all of your needs in Pennsylvania and Michigan.
I think the people around here are going to totally eat that up. I think the whole country will just be like, oh, that sounds awesome. They will. There's really no limit to the stupidity that people will go along. I was just saw a thing that had like a big demonstration where there's like 86 organizations are on board begging the FCC to take more control of the internet. Okay, like we got to regulate, and they call it net neutrality, which I thought died like 5 years ago, but it's back. People are still talking about net neutrality is their euphemism for we trust the federal government to completely regulate your internet experience.
Please, I don't know if I agree with you.
About what?
About net neutrality being bad, because you give a monopoly to a handful of people across the country and tell them that they have the right to provide you the internet. And my cable company, there's no competing cable companies in my area. And
right, well, that's the problem. The problem is they're handing out monopolies, not that the FCC doesn't have enough power. Okay.
Right.
The idea of net neutrality sounds great, and then you read what they ask for, and they're begging for FCC control. They're like, well, the government gave out these monopolies to Comcast and Verizon and AT&T, and now we think it's a problem, so we want to have a government monopoly take over that monopoly from them.
All right, I see what you're saying now.
It's completely retarded.
While there are government monopolies, there should be net neutrality.
The answer to one monopoly is not to create a bigger monopoly. I know that.
Right.
You make two monopolies.
Hey, I hate it. I don't need to interrupt, but I'm just popped open something I haven't had in probably about 6 months. It's called the Woods Monster. It's a Imperial Brown Ale aged in oak bourbon barrels. So it was a limited edition. It's from the wonderful folks at Big Muddy Brewery down in Murfreesboro, Illinois. So I'm hitting more local. So
right on.
Would you like me to introduce it? Is that what you're saying?
That's why I pointed at the beer, yeah.
Well, I didn't know.
What you guys drinking?
Introduce it, woman.
We're about to sip on some Rogue Chocolate Stout.
Wonderful.
That sounds good.
We're now
I'm a very good introducer. Yay.
Sorry, I was choking.
Introductionist.
Introductionist.
Seemed like a good time. This is a zany night here on the Beer and Bullshit Show.
It's an awesome night.
We just went from monopolies and frickin'
I like
walking
Monops.
dogs and wedding engagements. I mean, it's just a roller coaster.
Also the rape.
Woo!
Yeah. Well,
Did anybody hear
The loop
that there was a bill down in Florida that would have really restricted craft beers and craft beers down in Florida? They would have to buy back their beer at a certain. It was just a crazy bill. And,
right, they would have to sell their beer to a distributor, then buy it back to sell it themselves. And this is to benefit the consumer somehow. Explain that.
Yeah, exactly. And
beer neutrality.
And, I guess the Senate passed it, but the House rejected it or something. So,
Yay! The House of Florida.
It's a house party.
Woo!
You know, I'm not a big fan of the 3-tier system. Tell you the truth.
You know, that's where John McCain got all his money.
As a beer distributor?
No, his family was in that 3-tiered bullshit.
It's just a racket.
I'm not a big fan.
So then I could be in the 3 boob conspiracy. Sorry.
McCain has 3 boobs?
I know.
Yes.
No,
I'd
I'm
believe
sorry.
it.
I was just like.
He was also a shitty
like,
pilot because he got shot down by the
I was just thinking
Vietnamese.
if I had 3 tits, then like maybe I could make some kind of money on the internet, just like showing like triple cleavage.
Probably like 150% of what most webcam girls make.
I know, right? Like
You'd have a slight advantage on viewers. I just wonder how many would tip so frequently.
Oh, I also found out that there's a new top-level domain coming out this month, .ninja.
3 boob,
Shut-
not .ninja.
STFU. I swear to God, please be joking.
No, it's fucking .ninja.
Nuh-uh.
Yep.
What? It's how many letters? N-J...
No, Ninja. Ninja.
The whole thing.
Okay,
Yes.
explain to me why.
All right, what kind of cryptocurrency do I need to start a domain on this top
Probably crypto.ninja.
Ninja.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah.
You know, or
Being an early adopter.
How about Ruby's new business? Dog walking .ninja.
Or 3boobchick.ninja.
I don't actually have to dog walk for any reason other than like I want to.
It sounds like fun. Yeah. What the fuck?
It's just for extra money for dresses and shoes. Shit.
I mean, how much time are you spending? Like a week, say?
I spend about 5 hours a week.
So yeah, you spend like
Right now, anyway. I mean, so like, yeah, whatever.
But you get like $15 an hour.
I make like $18 an hour,
Yeah.
actually.
That's dope.
So, like, who else makes $18 an hour walking dogs? Hello.
Amy's sitting here showing me pictures of cats.
Sorry,
with hot
I'm
dogs.
showing him
Like,
cat
what the fuck?
pictures.
I have 2 big monitors in front of me.
Like, here,
and
look
you
at my
need
phone,
to-
I
you
have
need to
cat
pass me your
picture.
phone. God, like cats
actually-
surrounded by hot dogs.
I personally think we should jump on that. The Beer and Bullshit Show. .ninja.
Hang on a second.
It sounds
Nick,
awesome.
yeah, I need you to elaborate. You actually have me intrigued here. What is so?
Beer Ninja.
I'm familiar with the .bit stuff, the top-level domain.com, blah 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 blah. So if they're actually making a .ninja, I thought you were just being a wise ass. But
I'm serious.
So I mean, is it going to be a crypto-based thing?
No, it's not
Or-
crypto anything.
Okay, all right.
By ICANN. So
It is through ICANN. Well, see, fuck it. I don't want to hear any more about it then. Never mind.
same people that brought you .gov.
I can take your website off of the internet right now if I want to. If I want to.
Now, if they come out with the .fuck you, then I'm all in it.
No,
No. How about
we
fuck
already
gov?
have
Fuck
.gov.
gov. Like, somebody ought to come up with a fuck gov.
Or fuck.gov.
Fuck .gov.
Well, Garrett or Nick,
Internet
you guys
Internet Corporation for assigned names and numbers. How's that for a team you want to, somebody you want to team up with?
What would you have to do to convince the powers that be that you are entitled to a .gov domain name? How would that actually take place? Do you guys know?
I guess I could secede.
No, I was just thinking about that. How you would go about registering fuck.gov.
Start a church.
Register anti-gov.
Or just thievery.gov or massmurder.gov but how would you
Fuckyou.gov.
who do you convince that you're allowed to do that? If I was, say, a municipal employee, could I get a .gov? If I was do I have to be a state employee? Or what's the requirement? Does anybody know?
I'm not sure what your angle is here.
Hey, Jim Bab, the requirement is that you're a taxpayer.
I think it's more than that.
Well, I'm out.
And please don't insult me. Don't insult me by calling me a taxpayer. At worst, I'm a tax victim.
Okay. Well, the government. Okay. Well, the government steals your money. Okay, but they consider it you're a taxpayer. Okay.
Right, but if you get mugged, they don't call you a mugger payer. Okay,
So you're so totally paying some other person's non-tax paying agenda.
All right, so the owning authority of the .gov top-level domain is the Government Services Administration. So
Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing. You got to
Yeah, it's a
register
good-
on .gov.gov. That's .gov.gov.
yes.
and what are the does it say what the requirements are?
No,
Who's-
all you have to do is be a dog catcher and then fill out a form and then get fired.
It says it says apply for a new account, but warning, use of the site is restricted and it's for the use of the United States government. Unauthorized access or access which exceeds authorized access is punishable under some law.
Basically meaning
If you
fuck with
try,
this,
you
we'll
might
kill
get
you.
in trouble. Yeah.
That means if you try to fuck with us here, we're gonna kill you for it.
Check out our end user license agreement at weownyou.gov.
Wow. Okay. See, you totally blindsided me, Nick. I wanted to go the happy-go-lucky, another
Let's-
cryptocurrency way, and
Let's
it
go
went
back to
to...
ninjas. Let's go back to .ninja. I'm looking at
Okay.
it's a domains.ninja/about.
Yep, that's where I am.
Okay.
I got a thing about vegetarian ninjas and coffee ninjas.
It's not working for me. I just not really. I don't know. I don't know who's going to get excited about
How
that,
about
but I guess somebody will.
ninjas?
Can I say something to somebody who's watching right now?
A shout out.
Is someone watching?
It's watching.
Is a viewer?
Somebody is watching because they just emailed me. So I'd like to say that you know, I had a lot of really horrible stuff happen to me in my early life, and I worked through it, and I got through it by like living my life as if it didn't happen to me. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like as I had to learn to move on. And so now that stuff doesn't affect me anymore. I learned to move past it, and I'm a much better person for it because I can't treat every person as if they've always treated, you know, it's like every man has ever treated me like that and every woman has ever treated me like that. And so I just want to say that you two like can move past this. So I just wanted to say that out loud because this person just emailed me. So
That's very awesome.
it's just like you have to learn to train your mind to think on the positive and move past it, and then once that happens, you're able to create the positive in your life because it's there and it's the better place to be.
That was very nice of you, Ruby. I'm glad. I hope whoever sent that email to you got something good out of that.
Was that okay? I don't know if it was even okay. I'm not even sure at this point.
Not entirely sure what the the message said, but that was certainly a heartfelt response.
I know that you don't, but I wanted to be to them. So
Nice.
okay.
So
I'm done now. So
I'm still looking at this ninja shit.
go back to
So apparently there's a bidding war on Beer Ninja. Right now it's only 740 euros.
Woo!
We could probably swing that.
No.
Do it.
No.
Woo.
I mean, let's just get our viewers in on it. Hey, you there listening? Send us some
Hey,
euros.
you in your mom's basement, that one guy.
Drinking the beer.
I'd rather falsify the application for beer.gov just to mess with
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Wait, where? WTF, Chris? He's fucking gone.
Yeah, where'd he go?
It's weird though. Now that he's gone, we're still live, which didn't used to happen.
Well, it's
so.
just no. It stays on every time he drops off. Every time this happens.
Right.
I guess he's just having internet connections again.
Probably. We need a real good government internet connection, and we'd be fine.
You know what, you guys, like, I've read a whole lot of stuff on, like, oh, fuck, why did I just draw a blank? That's completely ridiculous.
It's not the after show yet, baby.
Oh, sorry, it's not the after show. I'm not allowed to be fucked up. Okay, so, never mind, back to Nick.
It's like I read a lot about something. I don't know what it was.
It was really good.
Of
I
course
can
you're
assure
allowed.
you
Of course
that.
you're allowed to be. It's whatever you want to be, Ruby. Don't let him say what you're not allowed to be. You're not even married yet, and he's telling me you're not allowed to be stuff. Okay? That's not gonna cut it.
Well, it's definitely not racist. It's, what's that other word everybody's throwing around these days? It's like,
Obama.
no, it's like
Sexist.
What is it called? It's like it's not objectivism. It's
Oh! I know what you're
Brutalism?
talking about. No.
Come on, Garrett.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I know what you're talking about. Privilege.
Privilege.
Did you guys really both think that privilege is like objectivism? I'm just
no,
wondering
it's
how
like-
you got there from what you threw
I was feeling
No.
you on that, Ruby. I was feeling
She's like,
you
it's
on
just
that.
like objectivism. And
No,
Gary's
she
like, yeah,
said
yeah,
it's like
privilege.
racism. She
It's
said it's
not
like
like
racism.
it's
It's
not
not like racism, and
Or
it's not like
objectivism,
objectivism.
or-
But it's similar. It pulls on the same things. There's different.
exactly. Okay, so I was trying to pull it out of Garrett, like exactly, like I was trying to pull it out of some privilege, and so like
Hang up, hand it.
pound it, like seriously. So like this whole idea of privilege is like completely fucking ridiculous, and I don't agree with it because I honestly think like all of Americans are so mixed and they've been in America for so long that they fail to understand where they came from. And so it really bothers me when people talk about privilege. And I don't
So I'm gonna talk about it.
I don't believe about that, but like I do believe there are certain parts of the definition of racism that actually preside in our society, and I think that those are sad, because skin color really doesn't have anything to do with race. It has to do with sun exposure, and genetics. And less to do with race at all, because in all honesty there is only one race of humans on this earth, and it's called human. It's called human.
Ruby.
And Jersey. There's Jersey too. Okay.
There's Jersey.
Oh, there's Jersey humans.
I am of the Jersey
Like there's
breed.
Jersey
Yeah.
humans.
We're
You-
speciest against all the rest of you humans not from Jersey.
No, whenever I hear people talk about privilege or racism, if they're not talking about the war on drugs or stop and frisk or police brutality, I know they're not serious. Like, there's no way you can talk about racism without talking about the war on drugs.
Exactly.
You're going to complain about what some celebrity said to somebody else and act like that's your big issue with racism. You're just blowing smoke, and you have no idea. You're just saying that for to look like you're against racism, and you have no real concern for the actual problems of racism.
And you're kind of douchey.
You know what? I completely agree with you. And I watched an article today that was
She watched an article.
I